What's good, Africa? Once again, it's Wednesday, the new Friday. Streaming live from the Good House with the freshest new hosts.
Yeah, sing it like it is.
Why are you so bitter?
No, I'll be bitter because of the situation.
On the Hump show this week, we have our guest DJ, Benedict B. DJ, and on Artist Corner, it's Jazz and Trina. Sheng Talk Mwafrika na Rapture watawakilisha. Let's do this.
Oh yeah.
Citizens of the world,
what up?
people of all races, faces, and places. It is the Midnight Hump Show. Welcome. As you can see, we have a bunch of new faces here today. Please introduce thyselves. I am Service.
I am Rooster Jack.
I'm Akinyi. How you doing, guys?
What he does, Olu, and today we have another DJ who is rocking the decks. Yo, might I add, she is from London, and I think I should let her introduce.
Hey Jambo Kenya, what's up? This is DJ Ninja on the airwaves, revolutionizing Nairobi one sound wave at a time.
I have to say, first female DJ. Shout out to Midnight Hump Show.
And not just that, she's such a cool DJ too, and not just a DJ. She races. She does race. What do you do?
Race car driving.
Race car driving.
Yes.
And last year she got a chance to interview Daft Punk once they released their song Get Lucky. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. So it was when Get Lucky came out, and it was the first time that Daft Punk and Pharrell were in Ibiza, invited by Pete Tong, and I got the chance to basically just ask them about the single and like kind of just see how they felt being in Ibiza and stuff like that, and it was awesome. Really nice guys.
That's cool.
That's what's up.
Without the
That's
masks.
what's up.
All right. So, of course, she is in Kenya doing a tour. We will be telling you all that and more. Party calendar, is it?
Sure, man.
Maybe.
Of course. That's what happens.
Yo, I have a question for Ninja. You said that you race,
Yes.
and you mentioned something about Dakar. How was that?
Dakar Rally.
Yeah.
So basically, I have a racing club in London, and we sort of train drivers, and we also represent like 10 or 15 drivers who are professionally in the field.
Sweet.
So we had a guy called Mohammed Abu Issa, who's from Qatar, and he was in the Dakar Rally for the first time, and he came fourth,
What?
which is absolutely phenomenal,
Nice.
Crazy, man.
Amazing.
Dakar is really, really tough, man.
right? Yeah, just to even finish is a privilege,
Hold on, real
right?
quick. Jack Rooster, say Dakar.
Dakar.
You say it.
Dakar.
I am African, you know?
Anyway, Kinyos, inbox. Give a
Inbox,
shout out to
inbox,
these people.
inbox. First inbox. V at the Vion. Or Vion. I hope I've said it right. My God, she's introduced people to the show. She's really cool. We all love her.
Yeah,
so shout
yeah.
out to Vion.
That's what's up.
and Dizak Schwartz. At
Ooh,
Dizak Schwartz. He's a new follower. Shout out to you.
Hey.
And Safer City at Shamer254 is also a new follower. How are you doing?
What do you do?
What's up?
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
up?
yeah.
What's up? Welcome.
Carlos Raul says, I do love your variety of topics. He really likes the show. And at Vion also introduced this last new fan, Slick at Caleb Samita. And he's saying, looking forward to the show today.
That's what's
Sorry.
up, man.
Yes,
You
yes.
have plenty to look forward to, by the way. And we're going to get right into this. Akinyos.
Yes.
What's up with that news riff? What you got? What you got?
News Rev, the first story, sadly, another
Uh-oh.
pioneer of music in the continent has died, and that's Flabber. He's one of the pioneers of SA hip hop, and he was stabbed by his girlfriend.
No way.
Yeah, and died at a very young age, at 38.
That's unfortunate.
But haven't you noticed like South African artists die in a very weird way? Like
Examples?
Lucky Dube.
Stabbed by a girlfriend.
Okay, I see what
You know what I mean? Like he got
Okay.
not drive by, but kind of in a you know, not the residential, but suburbia.
Okay.
Always suspicion with their deaths.
But I'm wondering, what did he do to get stabbed by?
That's the thing.
Love triangle?
I don't know.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
But that's
Often
very
happens,
odd.
actually. We
Ninja,
had,
would
Yeah.
you stab the man?
Never.
But on a serious note, though, man, our condolences to,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it is a
look.
serious thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As far as what I got, apparently Kenya is ranked second in tourism. It is the second tourist destination on the top 10 in Africa and sixth in the world. Shout out to the 254.
But of course, because I'm here.
And white man can jump, by the way. You see that? You know what I'm saying?
what? So these travel advisories didn't affect?
I don't know about the U.S., man, because U.S. thinks we're some kind of city and Africa's a country. da, 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 da. So I don't know.
No comment.
Yeah, no comment there. I'm not sure about that one. So, Akinyos, you got something else for the riff?
I think there's something else. Something really cool happened the other day to Arsenal fans. After 10 years, you have finally broken through. And it's all thanks to a man who got scorned by the same team he left. He left Man U. It's Danny Welbeck.
Justice.
And the coach said he was only good enough to be sitting, on the bench. And he scored the goal that kicked them out of the FA Cup at the FA Cup quarterfinals. And it was 2-1.
Right there, man.
Moving on.
And the memes, no, really, no. You have to see the memes. The memes are amazing. I don't know if they're there. Hey, Man United, you mad?
Yes, we are.
Well, that's the best. I love that
That's the
one.
best, actually. I like that one. That is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
That's what's
Is
up.
there another one? There
Is
must be
there?
another one. There was a third one. It was a funny one.
I don't think there's any other.
Is there?
That one.
What? Hold on.
Homer Simpson. I mean, I'm so happy. I'm happy for him because he succeeded in something. The best form of revenge is success.
I just realized something.
Yeah.
Rooster is not a sports fan.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think we should just move on. Yeah.
No. Just because you support Man U.
Wait. Ninja, where are you from?
Man U supporters, don't switch off, man. Like.
So I'm half Indian, quarter Pakistani, and quarter East African.
Oh.
Wow.
Ooh.
Okay, so where's
Exotic.
the accent come from?
London. It's a British accent, no?
Okay, so no, there's a reason I'm asking. So do you have like a team, like in the?
Yeah.
Are you into soccer or anything like that?
Team,
I'm sorry, football. My bad.
No, I support Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I support Chelsea too.
Well, very nice.
Chelsea, the celebrity.
I'm
Anyway.
just happy that Man U lost. Come on.
Me too.
Yeah.
Ratchet.
Yes, Ratchet. Okay. The first story. I don't know why I always keep talking about death and sex on the show. Anyway.
Now we know.
Kinyo.
Fetish much?
No! Anyway, a Russian couple is in trouble with the Egyptian government and Egyptian authorities for doing a porn film in front of the pyramids.
Okay.
That's creepy. I wouldn't do that.
That's messed up.
I wouldn't do that. They want an investigation into this because apparently authorities at the time knew they were shooting this. So the
Yeah, 'cause they had to
Minister
get
of
the permits and
Antiquities
stuff.
is getting involved. Everyone is getting involved. They're all freaking out. But it was released 9 months ago. I think they just wanted to distract the public from issues going on in Egypt because it's really messed up right now.
And probably also to raise curiosity about the film itself, Could get PR stunt, like,
Maybe it
what is
wasn't
this
doing that well.
That's one way to sell it.
preposterous? Let's look at it.
Yeah, maybe it was strategic because if you look at
Yeah.
those two pyramids, don't they kind of look?
Photoshop.
Anyway.
No.
Really,
Come on. You got something else for us?
No. I want to hear this conspiracy theory of yours because this is interesting.
No. I'm done with that.
Please,
We're good.
tell
No, we're
me.
good. I'm gonna go
Tell
into
us.
my
No, tell
Akinyos.
us.
Moving right along. Let's go.
Anyway, I was talking to my boss, and she was like, "Do you know?" Because we just moved. By
Yeah.
the way,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
just moved, people.
What up, people?
And she was like, "We need a permit to paint the house." I was like, "You need a permit to paint your own house?
You
What
actually
is that
need
about?"
You need a permit to cut down trees in your own compound. You need a permit to.
Sasa now.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, "That's a stupid law." So what do? Go find out who else in the world has dumb laws.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's not good. It's not good.
Ninja,
It's
we
not good.
apologize in advance.
Anybody?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
So check this out though. In France,
Yeah.
it's illegal to name a pig Napoleon.
After Napoleon Bonaparte.
First of all, who even names pigs?
No.
In Alabama, it is illegal to be blindfolded while driving a vehicle because, as you all know, you get
That's
blindfolded.
Shit.
But still, who would do that?
In Indonesia, the penalty for masturbation is decapitation. My question is, which head do they cut off? Moving along swiftly.
And how do they know that you've been doing it now?
No.
But now Britain is full of them.
Oh dear.
I'm glad you're not from there.
No. You're from here.
So,
You said East
Yeah,
check
Africa.
this
I'm
out.
not quarter East African today.
In the city of York, it is legal to murder a Scotsman within the ancient city walls, but only if he is carrying a bow and arrow.
Shout out
William
to
Wallace
Wallace.
is turning his. That's how he felt about it.
Oh, that's deep.
In Liverpool, it's illegal for a woman to be topless except as a clerk in a tropical fish store, which I think is favoritism because Dory the bluefish loves titties, so it's kind of. I know you'll get it later.
It's
just
because
dig
Ellen
deep.
did the voice
Thank
for
you.
Dory. God.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I see
then-
people are abreast of
This
some
was
situations.
the worst. It is illegal to die in the Houses of Parliament.
So now what happens when
Wait,
you have
so
a
if you're
attack
about to
when
die,
you
walk
just
out,
now-
like-
so now-
I know. It's like
peace out. I need to
the
get my
British
spirit back
government.
inside.
Don't
And then
die.
I'll try to walk
No,
away.
no, 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 you can't die now. You must leave first and then you die.
I know. No.
What's,
I
what's
think
the penalty for dying in?
So now-
I don't know. I think it messes with the assassination budget because every government has that budget.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty much done.
To Obama. I didn't say that though. I know you're for my hood.
I can yell, whatever. You guys let us know what you think about these laws, about the ratchet news, you know what I'm saying? About our first female DJ. You know what I'm saying? You had to go there. Jack.
Ninja.
That's what's up.
All
That's
right.
what's up. Upcoming, we got what? Artist Corner?
Yeah.
See, I'm doing my Teo thing. Shout out
Hold
to Teo. You
I
couldn't
don't
make it
even
today,
know
but
Yeah,
what
shouts
we're
to
doing
Tara.
today. It's so
I got notes today. So Artist Corner coming up with 2 special guests, by the way. But now we're gonna check out a
Exciting.
video, The Attic, with Slim B and Papa Don. That's your peoples, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's check that out.
Okay.
And then before we actually go, I think we're gonna introduce the next DJ, Sir Benedict. I don't know if Sir is the title you want to go with.
Sir.
A lot of Englishness going on.
Yeah. But yo, keep it locked.
The Rebel Music Academy, some of you might know, some of you might not know, is a traveling symposium of workshops and events. It takes place in a different country every year. They choose 60 music mavericks. That can be musicians, singers, DJs, producers, anyone who's doing really great things musically and who's open-minded and humble enough to work well with other people. Welcome to the first Rebel Music Academy info session in Kenya. You've already seen this in its bigger form. At the academy, every academy has a room just like this with a couch, although it's pretty much the same. It's a couch, there's a carpet. Did you have to take your shoes off?
No. Everyone is a really gifted musician in their own right, but the most important thing was that those guys work hard. There's so many super gifted people in this room right now as you speak. I know this for a fact, is that we are in a space where, like, the unit are here, for example. Like, I love you guys, I love them, love Fena, I love what Jazz is doing. What we just need to do is have confidence in the work.
Red Bull Music Academy and Red Bull Studios, the idea is just to kind of provide support. And I don't know Kenya, so to outsider's perspective, it is that. It's like, what do you do that's unique to what you're doing here, you know? Like, what is it that could only come from this environment, you know, from just what makes your world, you know?
Give me something, and I'll give you something back.
If you do it well, I think the fans will embrace it because it will have authenticity. And then the rest of the world's kind of looking all over the place now as it is because they're bored with everything they're doing. So they kind of, you know, to look into Africa is I mean, it's actually been happening for quite a while now. So there's major opportunities for people making good music.
What's good? What's good? What's good live?
Everybody
Sweet.
I know, I thought you were going to get up and dance for a second.
No, it's killer, man. These guys are doing it.
I know they really
That
are.
was really nice.
Hey, what's up? We are in Artist Corner. Today, first of all, shout out to David Breezy, aka DJ Delight. He actually shouted out Jazz and Trina and Color
wow. Thanks.
And
Thanks.
us, we're feeling you. He's spinning at Mercury tonight. Thank you for shouting us out. We're shouting you out. We feel you too. Today, our amazing guests are Jazz and Trina.
Yes.
Hey,
Hello.
thanks for coming
Hi.
through, you guys.
Thank you.
It's good to be here.
Yeah.
Finally.
You look fantastic.
Oh,
by the
thank
way, I
you.
just have to
Gosh,
say.
I was trying. Until the artist had to go loud. Thank you.
No, you look
Thank
lovely.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you
know.
so much.
Finally,
Yeah,
finally,
man.
we've talked
Mm.
about this for a long time.
Yeah.
I want to go back really quickly to that RBMA video that we
Uh-huh.
showed right before the FBI video, because that was epic. That was like a
It's
totally, yeah, that was like a historical thing that happened first time in East Africa, right? Did you feel like when you were contacted by them, like, whoa, this is like next level that this is
No,
happening?
yeah, I mean, just the fact that Provoke, who's behind the track and everything,
Yeah.
is going the extra mile, getting videos done,
Yeah.
and basically, like, I don't care what anyone else is doing,
Yeah.
we're just getting content out, is a vibe I really feel right now. So that's amazing. And collaborating with other African producers and DJs
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
How does that tie into MIS? Do you want to tell the people that might not know
MIS.
what MIS is a little bit?
Well,
Intro it.
MIS is a boutique production house. Our passion is music, everything music-centric, music-focused, artists, but we dabble in the advertising and production world quite a bit as well. There's a lot of money there.
There is. It supports the
You know,
music
it
thing.
supports, and yeah,
Balances
I mean,
that
obviously
out.
Our passion is the music, and obviously Tail is one of our first artists when we
Shout out
started
to
out,
Tail.
started out. Karoon,
Yeah.
Karoon's record, and several others, Fenna for
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
and so for us, what we're trying to do is put the whole production team behind artists, musicians who we feel can go that extra mile, put Kenya on the map,
When was MIS born?
This has to be right after the Ladybug project,
Okay,
which is
with
a
Karoon.
Karoon's project, and it was literally just a team of creatives. We had Magic Lens on board,
Yeah.
who were fantastic photography, film, and there was us guys on the music side, music and live performances, events, and that whole thing. And we said, listen, we should do this, put this muscle, this team behind artists who we feel can go that far.
Cool.
And that's why it started. That's how it started. So this was 2013, end of 2013.
Okay, so that's 2 years
Yeah.
ago. So
2
then
years.
cut to today.
Yeah.
And that's, like, how has this connection come from that journey and that progress?
Well, I guess for me, and you know this. As a producer and engineer, that's my passion. That's what I enjoy doing. But I still make my own music for myself, and everyone's just been like, maybe you should release some of it, And working with Electric DJs actually on all of their releases, got into the whole Afro House thing. I was like, yeah, this. I could do this. I know I had Jack in the studio a few times.
Speaking of which, Electric
I was gonna
DJs,
say.
Hello.
DJ
Hey.
Ben on the decks right about now.
Pleasure to be here.
Nice to have you, man.
Thank you.
Look at this. See, we're internet ninjas.
Yeah,
We just find it
I
all.
believe it.
But anyway, I brought that up because I feel like you're really creating like this ecosystem, like this community of different artists, DJs, producers that are really creating kind of like this new voice of Nairobi. And that's why when we were at the Red Bull Music Academy event, it really felt like, wow, this is like a different thing.
vibe.
But it's a different vibe. It's something new that's going on, So I don't know if you as an artist feel like there's something shifting right now in the music scene in Nairobi, and it feels like everybody's trying to figure out exactly what it is.
Definitely.
But mostly it's just like when you're releasing music that you actually do feel like is for yourself.
Yeah.
We're almost still in this phase where we're surprised, like, oh, it's successful, even if I'm not trying to make a radio hit. Just genuine music is actually getting viewership.
Yeah, I really agree with that. I think like we're in a space where we're trying to like break out and discover where we fit in and whatnot. So even like you're saying, the things that we create, they are actually successful. Like when we did the song with Jazz, immediately it was done. I was like, oh my goodness, we have to take it to the next level. We have to, we have to take this music. Can I use it as a single? Whatnot? So yeah.
And
I
you know
agree
what?
with that.
Speaking about that track, Pale Pale, which is a huge house tune. I'm a house head, and I love the way you delivered on that track.
You are the
The
house
production
head.
was on
Gosh.
point.
Done.
The songwriting was on point, and I was like, "Who is this Trina? Where is she?" And
I'm here.
when I realized you're coming through, man, I was excited.
Let
So
me just
great
say,
job, man.
Trina is actually one of the background vocalists on Coke Studio last season and this
Sweet.
coming season as well. So she's
Lovely
kind of going
voice.
big, you know.
Fantastic.
Thank you. I'm trying.
So
And
how
you-
was it?
Sorry, I was gonna say, were you doing BGVs for Tayo also at some
Yes,
point?
yes, I was. I
Okay.
did. I filled in for a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And getting to work with him was really cool. I really, really like him as an artist. So
Yeah.
I do hope that we can get to do some things in the future as well.
I was gonna ask about what that journey is like. I know a lot of female vocalists, you know, have that journey of like starting out as BGVs and you're
Yes.
kind of like edging your own
It's
way in,
true,
and then
yeah.
finally you get one thing that puts you in the center of like your own kind of buzz.
Yeah.
How is that?
It's great because that's the journey I chose to take. I
Yeah.
think when you approach your music career creatively and with a goal, then you can get there very easily. So for me, I decided to use BGVing as my way to kind of just make my way through the market, and then finally find a way to just like make my break and do my own thing. Yeah. So we're even having a concert end of this month, the 27th of
Cool.
at
Where?
Michael Joseph
Tell us
Center.
details so
Yes,
people
please
know.
come. It's called Music My World Volume 2.
Awesome.
It's gonna be at Michael Joseph Center on the 27th.
Alright.
Charges are 800 advance,
Okay.
and at the gate at 1200. So it's gonna be great.
Super cool.
Yes,
We'll be there.
please
For
do come.
sure.
Please come. Yeah.
I was gonna say it's really fantastic working with some of the younger artists who kind of coming into the industry with a fresh look at things. For many of us, we know like the industry is really just a sector, not
Yeah.
an industry.
It's true.
sector.
But it is becoming that and building onto that, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, if you're passionate about it, I think that's the whole point. You can actually make a living from it. You can actually.
For
I
sure.
mean, look what's good live as well. I mean,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
things which never used to happen before, and you know, people logging on and watching shows like this. So that's why we do what we do, man.
Yeah.
Let me ask Jazz, as a producer and sound engineer, how's it been for you, like exploring the electronic music and house music sound?
It's fun, man. I mean, I'll be honest. As a musician, because I grew up playing music. So
You're
DJs for me and
purist.
DJs for me are like,
Yeah, those that. Yeah.
I shouldn't say such things, but
No, but it is true,
you
man.
know?
It's how you feel.
But it's just fun. You know, people experience your music in so many ways, and realizing there's a whole bunch of people. My thing is live music for sure, but there's a whole bunch of people who will experience your music in a club, or will listen to a whole EDM album, which I'm only beginning to be able to do. You know, it's just been fun being a musician, I think, and appreciating many a times the DJs who can't play music but have such a musical mind and know what they want to hear and what they want to play.
And know what the crowd would want to hear as well.
Exactly.
And I think for, house music and the fact that, house music is an international standard. You can play a track, Pale Pale, you can play it in Europe together with
Yeah.
another
Sure.
track.
So
You see,
true.
it's all about standardization.
And that's the feedback we got. I mean,
Yeah.
played for, some of my friends in the UK were all like, dude, this vibe is kind of kicking here as well,
Yeah, it's a vibe, yeah.
There is definitely something that's going on as well with the crossover between electronic music and live music. Like
Yeah,
if
so
more
true.
and more, there's
Yeah.
like I don't know if when you play live you have like moments when you like it more electronic DJ focus and then more live. But I feel like a lot of vocalists as well are starting to dabble in both worlds and be
Yeah.
like, don't limit me. Like I don't know where
Yeah.
my musicianship is gonna be. I
And
just
that's
like to
the
play
thing,
with
yeah.
sound.
Yeah,
it's
that's very true.
in an age where we have to kind of always be moving with the times, whether
Yeah.
it's with technology, with where these
We're just blasting you
Yeah.
subtly, like in the background, just like there's gonna be one of
This
you
is
just
fun.
like in your bed sheets.
yeah, where you kind of have to keep changing with the times.
Yeah.
Just one thing I learned growing up is that as a musician, you need to learn how to play music first,
Yes.
and then you can kind of choose where you want to go. But it's fun to do that because production-wise, I'm able to kind of do whatever I want to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I'm not closed into being a hip hop producer.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call myself an EDM producer, any of that.
And you can hear it. I mean, you hear that you guys are
Oh, yeah.
experimenting and exploring with new
Yeah.
territory.
definitely,
So I just
yeah.
wanted to ask you, what are your guys' plans for the future now together as well? Like, do you guys have more tracks, videos,
Yes.
things planned? we
I've
things we
said
can
it
look forward to?
online. Can't go back.
Well, I think I'm getting to the point where I want to release some of my own music, and obviously I do a lot of writing myself, but I want to get a lot of other artists on it. But just doing this with Trina, she's like, listen, there's all this other stuff she wants to do,
Yeah.
and it'd be great to work together as well. and I'm kind of at the point where I'm really happy to have other producers come in, other people have input into the stuff that's coming out, because this is a much bigger plan for everything.
So continuing to build that ecosystem that is
we should get
MIS.
you on a track as well.
I'm there.
Let's do that.
You know, the new Nairobi. I'm all about this collaboration thing. Listen, thank you guys so much for coming through the studio today. It's been brilliant. We'll definitely be there on the 27th.
Please do, yes.
People, the
Come.
27th.
Yes,
Make
please.
Sure.
I have tickets
Make
in my
sure.
bag. If you have money now.
We flog them online.
We're ready. We're ready. And meanwhile,
thank
we'll be playing your tracks, and we'll be looking forward to more. So thank you guys so much for coming. You guys stay tuned. We have Ondi from Yellow Light Machine up on Bless the Mic coming next. Another amazing artist, females in the house tonight.
Fantastic.
So stay tuned.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Like you said, when you say hatujafika hapo bado, I guess I'm gonna ask Papa Don, what comes to mind when you hear that from as you as an artist?
So it's just a teething process. There is growth. The market is now opening up. We've stopped being in that cocoon of where you have to be in a certain style, because right now we are a generation that are exposed to different aspects of music. We can't say that, we can't really identify that this is originally Kenyan or this is originally whatever, because our exposures are now different. We have a generation that's pro-online, bruh. So we have people we have all sorts of influences. Yeah, so there's growth and there's different aspects. So, let's give it time, The industry is young, so however, it's an experimental stage. There's not one straight sort of line to it. You understand? And so, and which is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful time to be in the arts right now, because it's an experimental stage. Anything can blow up, bro.
In Nairobi right now, like I might take a stroll from here up until like the closest bus stop, and there's a certain sound I will hear. Like if it's Kenyan music, there's a certain sound. But step outside Nairobi, go somewhere like, yeah, man, just don't even go far. Go somewhere like probably Thika. Go somewhere like Nakuru. Is that the same sound? Is it the same thing they're hearing? And I bring this up because, like you said, man, the fact that you're, of course, fluent in your native language, it has also brought attention from people that are not necessarily from urban centers like other areas. Do you think that, are we slowly moving out of this thing for like, nah, I don't get that, that's probably their music? And are you getting a lot more people going like, what is that track? It's really cool. Like, are people accepting it?
Yeah, guys are accepting it. Like, Katidagi Katie, every time I bump the track, not because he's my boy, I'm saying this, but definitely guys go wild. And it's not only Luo guys who will go wild for it. If something is nice, something is nice.
Okay, so that has been said, man. I couldn't wrap that up any better. Of course, this is me, Frankie, kicking it with What's Good Live TV, man, for the good people, strictly for the good people. It has been a pleasure. This is The Attic.
Word on the street is that guy's gonna be around next week, Mr. Slim B. We're looking forward to seeing you. But this is Bless the Mic. M, please do the honors.
Okay. I'm actually going to put you on blast now lovingly because your bandmate Ngare, shout out Ngare, we love you, sent a little bit of a bio from yours. So, first of all, this is Ondi. For those of you that don't know Ondi, you're ridiculous. You should know Ondi. If you live in Nairobi at all, you should absolutely know who Ondi is. But let me just, Ondi, quote, I am an enigma chasing itself, trying to find a truth that describes me through art. I like drawing, painting, and design and music. I picked up a guitar the first time to put a melody to the songs I've been creating since I can remember. Projects, I can't be still for long. Projects keep my mind sharp and my hands helpful. I am a law graduate, but only plan on practicing law if the legal system becomes about something other than money and power, or if I become strong enough to practice without becoming an evil lawyer. I am currently working on solidifying my own artistic career. That's Ondi.
Still processing.
Exactly. Kind of speechless.
Yeah.
Like
very much so.
a mouthful, I think. It's a mouthful. And I just read actually an article by you for Up magazine, which you used to write for all the time, right? But now you
And
just
she's
write.
my former editor. I used to be an
That's what
intern
I
at
was gonna
Up.
say, you guys are old school homies. I
Yeah.
fell
Go
in
way
love
back.
with you at RVF when I heard YLM. But I wanted to start out just by saying that this article that you wrote for Up was talking about the power of a name, and I thought it was brilliant because you were talking about how the different uses of names here, especially where there's like formal names which connotate formal personalities, and it's like, why do we have to be in these formal roles at certain times?
Yeah.
And you're such a person who has decided, like, I'm just an artist, I'm just a being, I'm just this thing.
Yeah.
So how was that journey for you? Was it always easy for you to just declare yourself as that, like, I'm an artist, I'm a lawyer, I'm all of it? Or
No, I think it's the environment I was brought up in. I was the youngest for a long time before my younger brother, stepbrother, and sister came to life. So I was always like the spoiled one, and I was allowed to be just by myself. Nobody, if I did something wrong, somebody else was held responsible for it. So I've always had that kind of feel free, be yourself. And then the schools I went to were very also not 8 for 4. That's one. So Greenie,
Which school did you go to?
I went to Green Saints International
Okay.
School, and then before that I was in Italy. And before that in Nigeria. So I've had like a lot of different spaces to find out just how different everyone is. So it's okay to be a little different, a little weird. And as long as you're comfortable with yourself, you can last and be yourself everywhere. And it's also easier. All that pretending is a lot of
exhausting.
work.
It's an exhausting thing.
Yeah.
You've never pretended ever since I first met you. I met you, I think, in 2011 at some house party for Tom. And I think the first time I met you, I had that feeling, that vibe you gave off. It was so much positivity. You were just an artist, this person that really believed in that. But do you feel like you've had to change a bit? Kind of have to mold your artistry, kind of have to mold the person you are as opposed to being always fully you?
Well, that moment when you grow up and you realize that you have to have a job and earn a living and okay, go to university. That was my moment when this is the real world. And I had a choice of whether to do all the things I love, art, literature, music, all those things. But then the Kenyan system is really very not
Tell the truth.
excellent.
Tell the truth.
Really messed up.
Thank you.
Someone should really look at that.
Someone should really look
like
at
the
that.
government maybe, or when all else fails, NGOs. So yeah, I did law because I didn't want to do anything I loved because I figured that the system would mess it up. And the minute I made that decision, I realized that that is a decision I would always have to keep making, whether to sacrifice or be brave enough to risk my art or to do something that will help me survive, quote unquote, in the real world, quote unquote.
Okay.
So the art and the music and all that stuff, I have less time to do it than I did in high school and university. But I feel like it's safer because I'm not doing it to earn a living or that evil queen money, king money isn't involved in my art as much as it could have been. So I expend my energy doing all that other stuff, and when I am relaxed and at my most creative space, that's when I create, and that's when I do art or music, and that's because it's not about anything other than the art itself. So art for
Just
the sake of art,
expressing
just
yourself.
expressing myself, and I think that's kept it safe.
What is all that other stuff when you say that? Because the last time we spoke, you were saying that you were creating an events company. Is that right?
Yes. So that was my solution to finding a way to make money but not work for the corporations and the government, for the system. So I would be my own boss, but I would also contribute artistically and creatively in making someone's vision or my own vision something more than what is the status quo. So you go to an event and you just have a stage, you have lights and the background, but what if the theme for the event was manifested and not just the stage but the where you're walking, the sky above you, or everything.
Hold on. DJ Benedict.
Yes.
You have an event coming up?
I always have events coming up.
Yo.
I'm over here on the Kweli events.
Feng Shui.
Just.
I'm just saying.
Guys. It's okay.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. 15% commission. But
Only.
quick question.
Yeah.
They know you pretty well. I'm still trying to figure you out.
Tell me.
That intro was crazy.
It'll take a lifetime.
I know you're with YLM. Are you doing YLM and your solo thing, or you are?
Yes,
Okay.
because that's how it started. I met Sam and Ricky, the bassist and one of the guitarists, in university, and And Gary and I used to jam in a field. Oh, Gary.
I can see that right now.
Actually, it works
No,
out
there was a
quite
field
well.
behind our university where they were like, it was just completely, and nobody ever used to go there. So me and Gary used to go in the middle and then just jam for like 3 hours.
Wow.
Then I introduced Gary to Sam and Ricky. But what me and Gary used to do is that I show him one of my songs and he shows me one of his. And then we just give ideas, give comments and criticisms. And then I did that with Sam and Ricky. But Sam and Ricky became kind of like my hunch. Every time I wanted to make a song on guitar more than it was, I would give Ricky, for example, or Sam, and they would always build on it. So we jammed.
Okay.
And then when I got tired of playing the guitar, or they wanted more variety because I'm very simple, I play guitar just to write my music. Then they would make it something more and more and more than it was. So that adventure of creating is what I go for YLM. I go to YLM for that. But then there's also an adventure in creating when you just have an idea in your head or feeling, and you pick up the guitar and something comes out. So yeah, I have both of them. It's a different ways of creating, but very, very fruitful.
How tight is the relationship? And by that I mean, I think I asked when Heart the Band were here, I asked them if somebody picked up, you know how it goes with some bands, the lead singer seems to be the person who usually, prospers, everybody else is forgotten. Are you afraid of such things?
Yes, I don't want that responsibility. I don't think anybody wants that
I think
responsibility.
you actually, I was gonna say, I've caught the last couple YLM gigs, and you guys have changed so much as well.
Yeah.
In that, like now, Ondi is not so much like the lead singer anymore.
Okay.
You always used to be like, I don't want to just be the lead singer.
No.
And now there's actually, it's like 3 females really kind of heading up the front of the stage, which is amazing.
And
by the
everyone
way.
else can sing as
And
well, so we're
everybody
trying to get everyone else to
contributes.
be
Yeah, so it
involved
feels
as well.
like a collection of individuals.
And that's how
It
it's
feels like a
supposed to be.
group for
Yeah.
days. It really does. It's getting tighter. The sound is
Yeah.
getting better.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
really
also
good.
our manager improved because she always gets us to
She's a
practice.
lovely lady.
Yeah, she's
No,
go ahead.
No, I'm just excited.
No, I'm excited too because the first time I saw you guys play was at the Up party.
Up Live.
Yeah, Up Live, and I couldn't believe that you had this band. I kept hearing about it, but then I saw you perform with them, and everyone was there, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. And then I kept like going to more gigs where you
And
guys
you
were
guys
at. It
grow
was
so
great.
fast.
Yeah.
So that's what I was gonna say. Is I know you guys all individually. So I know that you guys all have like long-term ambitions for your own individual music careers. Are you so present in the moment right now with YLM where you're just like, this is what I am, this is the rhythm I'm going with right now, and until this becomes something else, this is where I am in this group? Or do you already have in your mind some vision of like, for my own stuff, this is what I want to do?
Well, I already have my own stuff, and I have some of my stuff that YLM, as we have made into a band song, and then those songs I can still play by myself. I still practice the guitar by myself all the time. So if somebody said, we want to pay you to perform, or
You're
even
your own
just
woman.
yeah, if I just want to have like an acoustic gig somewhere, I would always want to do that. Performing is like the joyful thing in the world.
Yeah.
So anywhere I can perform is great. But with YLM as a band, it's a lot of practice. It's not.
Yeah.
So with me by myself, I can practice into the evening, into the night. But then to get 8 people in one place for a period of time,
I've
it's
not
not.
seen it. I was there. I've never practiced.
On the note of performing joyfully anywhere, could that place be a little bit here right now?
Thank you.
I'm looking at you because I know about you and those, but like he's waiting to ask you to do a spoken word or sing something a cappella or
Yep.
drop something or he's gonna cry.
I can do it just for you guys.
I would love that. Do you want us to cut the music for a moment so you have some?
Sure. Yeah.
Is that cool,
Thank
DJ?
you.
Can we just for
Bro.
we're ready. Moment of silence.
This one is for all the lovers. I want to say I love you, but my veins have clogged up, valves shut down, and breath won't go, so that the flow of this feeling stings in its fleeting, and the tug pulling breaks from its meaning and stops. I want to say I love you, but the stopwatch that stops time reads time only sometimes, and at this time the misplaced time can't be delivered. I figure what time is a mind's apparition, built by division between the ego and the self, built by submission to the day-to-day evil, thinking that life is nothing more than a signed degree and a steady job, a marriage certificate, a bank, division, a ticking clock, time bomb, die now, but come back better.
I'm not one to cuss, Bush.
I know. You just had to freaking
Golf clap now.
You have to spirit fingers, everything. Like, really.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
There was a moment I was like,
wow. Yeah.
In completely.
That was amazing.
That was
very good.
special. And
That cut.
I think what I love the most is you weren't trying to force it, as most of us in the 254. So, oh man, that was so good.
That
DJ
was
Benedict,
beautiful.
how'd you
That
feel
was
about that?
beautiful.
Oh, it was beautiful.
All right, man.
Loved it.
You're drooling a little bit. You might want
I can't help it.
Why you gotta call people out, though?
Hondi, so thank you so
Yeah.
much for being
Thank
here
you,
today.
guys.
That was epic. We feel blessed.
Yeah,
You're welcome
that
here
was
anytime.
nice.
Meanwhile,
I
do you
feel
guys
so
have any
special.
gigs that people should know about that they can come out for next?
Not so far. Well,
Okay.
we're gonna just practice a lot and jam out. But
Yeah.
on Saturday,
Yes.
7 p.m. to 9 p.m., my company, events planning organizing company, is sponsoring an event called Kyoto 3 See Me. I've organized 2 other Kyotos. This one is special because I'm working with visually impaired drummers from Drums in the Dark.
That's
awesome.
So they're like percussionists, 5 of them, and then there's another girl with visual impairment I know called Joyce, and her friend Booken. They're gonna do a play on site written by Ray Mihaki.
Wow.
What sight is, what it's not, and then we're gonna have a discussion about visual impairment in Nairobi with Kenya Society of the Blind and other people with visual impairments or in projects involving
That's
visual
on
impairment.
Saturday night.
On Saturday night at
Okay.
Italian Institute from 7
Can
p.m.
people perform like they used to? Because I
Yeah,
remember doing a
there's
spoken
also-
word last time, which is cool.
Come through. I don't know if if you come on time, maybe we can just slot you in there. But the acoustic performance is also happening. The Drums in the Dark, the percussionists are going to perform in a dance, the Frustrations dance, as well as their own kind of gig. It's so beautiful. I've been going there for like the past month. They're so
That's great.
inspiring.
Okay,
It's
that's
a bit
7
insane.
Saturday.
Yes.
All right. Stay on our site, good people, because we will give you all the details about that on Friday. Only, thank you so
Thank
much.
you, thank
right now,
you.
we're going to
Thank
go
you
to a
so
video
much.
about
Ew.
true love. You guys have been following that on our site, I hope. And then we're going to be in for Love and Lust.
Yeah, God.
So come back.
Cannot.
Peace
I'm
out,
not even
people.
ready. I'm not even ready.
Shooting the cover, first of all, you have to get the model to agree to be on the cover, and you have to work with her schedule, and our schedule has to work because you have to coordinate the photographer, the makeup artist, the stylist. Our head of design has to be available to make sure that we get the best images so that the cover looks A1. We are the leaders as far as women and fashion is concerned, so we have to get the very best.
Hi, I'm Victoria Rubadiri, anchor and reporter with NTV. Really excited to be here for the True Love photo shoot. Every girl loves to be dolled up, have her makeup and hair done, and get all dressed up. And this is very interesting. Of course, I'm so used to the lights and everything, but I think different in the sense that now you're seeing a bit more of me as opposed to being the news anchor and very serious and very restricted to a set. So I'm excited to see what we can do. This is the first time I'm actually working with a photographer, Emmanuel Jumbo, and I'm excited to see what he will bring out in terms of the photos. I've seen a lot of his work, very impressed by it, so I can't wait to see what kind of magic he's able to cook up today.
My name is Karen, also known as Kasha. I'm a professional makeup artist. Today we are here at a True Love cover shoot. Our model is Victoria Rubadiri, you might know her, and she's an excellent, excellent model, very down to earth, very pleasant, very bubbly, and very beautiful.
My name is Conyan Watt. I'm a fashion stylist. What do I love about styling? I love the fact that I have so many options of places to go from. I go to high-end boutiques, I go to, from high-end to the markets, to everywhere. So long as I'm able to put a look together, the brief that I'm given, I think that's what makes me a fantastic celebrity stylist.
Then just you have to exaggerate your body.
My name is Emmanuel. I'm a photographer, and I've been working with Drum to Love for the past 6 years, and we achieved a lot. So it's going to be fun working with the whole team for True Love, and of course the amazing Victoria. So look out for the cover.
all a woman needs.
I'm just gonna say yogurt, people. You're in love and lust now. Perfect way to intro love and lust. Jack just goes. Even the photographer's pretty.
No,
the makeup artist.
Oh, the makeup artist. Not sorry.
She thought everyone in that video.
That's a whole that we're not in that.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Mariska. Thank you.
I appreciate you too, Jack. That's not the topic for today.
Oh, God, no.
We've already done that topic,
No,
as
it's
everybody
over.
knows. But
What
Akini,
is today's
what
topic?
is today's topic?
Can you be with multiple people? Start. Someone start. DJ, how are you?
So first of all, welcome to Love and Lust. Hi.
Thank you.
This is a segment that requires everyone to be very comfortable with themselves.
Easy, free, zen.
As
We'll
you can
apologize
tell,
to your girlfriend
That's why
on
we're
your
all
behalf,
looking
I
at
think.
you. So, first of all, we're all looking at you, but I'd actually like to look back at Akini because,
Yes.
as always, I ask you, where did you get this topic? Why?
I got it from Arya. It wasn't really me. And Arya is hot. She's everything
You just
here.
snitched like, real quick.
She's our pretty makeup artist, actually.
Yes.
Shout out to Arya. But so, how did
Jack.
how did
She's all pretty
how
makeup
did this
artist.
I said
topic
that a long
arise?
time ago. She pretty. Let's go on.
This isn't coming a joke. Let's just continue. Let's just
I'm
try.
here to keep
Okay.
us focused.
Try. Let's just try.
Fine.
Oh, but there is a video, but I
Okay, so
well,
what's the? Is it gonna?
let's
go.
come and then.
Should we do the
Should
video
have started
first?
first, though.
Yes, I think we should do the video
Today?
first.
The video comes first. You
Let's
always
do
get
it.
flustered with Love and Lust. It's
Yeah.
okay. We're all here
Let's
for
do
you.
the video.
Let's go.
My name is Cody Brown, and you've got to meet my family. I'm a polygamist, but we're not the polygamists you think you know. I have 3 awesome wives, Mary, Janelle, and Christine. And I have 12 wonderful children. My family's on the verge of a huge change. Because love should be multiplied, not divided. I like marriage, and I'm a repeat offender, so I have adopted a faith that embraces that lifestyle. In fact, it recommends it, and like to reward good behavior. So if you're good with one marriage, they figure you'll be good with 2. I hope they think I'll be good with 4. Let's go ahead and go home, and you can meet my family. They're special, and you'll like them. And I'm excited about introducing you to them.
I'm jealous of this guy.
Okay, here's the thing. Okay,
Okay,
I'm
yes,
not at
great.
all against
Our
polygamy,
conversation is starting. Yeah.
but this fellow makes me feel awkward.
Say.
I don't know why, but I feel it almost feels like he's uncomfortable with his own polygamy. Does that make sense? He felt like a little bit to me like he was trying, like he was aware of the fact that he was being judged for
Yeah.
his polygamous
Yeah,
choice.
yeah.
And I felt like that made me feel.
Yeah, the
comfortable.
car was a bit over the top. The suit. I mean, because it's reality television. Most of the
But
times they
doesn't-
kind of fix things.
Doesn't society automatically just come out against polygamy?
Don't,
For
don't,
sure.
Don't generalize it.
Like
though.
for sure. No, but I agree. I mean,
Because I mean, in this continent, I mean, it's done still
We are in Africa.
today. Yeah.
And in Africa,
It's
traditionally,
okay. It's okay. It's different.
traditionally,
Yeah.
polygamy
Yes.
is, I mean, as many as you can support, as long as you can do it
And
responsibly.
even for women too. There are
Yeah.
women who can marry multiple men as
remember
well.
Tayo talked about the one, the wives that killed the husband by raping him because he wasn't satisfying all of them. So that's my point also, is that it's like, yes.
That's a one-off. I mean, there's so many happily, married individuals who have multiple partners, out
It's
there,
true.
and it's a
It's
beautiful
true.
thing,
It
It's
is
a
a very
beautiful
beautiful thing.
But
I
the
mean.
original, I guess, origin.
It's here even.
But polygamy here, I mean, was just all about building an empire and having kids. It wasn't really about love. Now it's becoming, because of society's
Okay, because that's what I was.
into monogamy.
Right.
Yes.
Not everyone's getting so attached to. You really need to be attached
Yeah,
to a person.
I was gonna say also we're speaking about polygamy immediately involving marriage, but
Yeah.
that's even not always. Okay, here's the deal. I know people that are for polygamy, but you have to be married to dignify that the
Yeah,
polygamy is
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
but I also have friends that are part of like what they call freedom communities, where it's kind of like laissez-faire relationships where you're with
Polyamorous.
multiple people, but you're like, no, I love all of you equally, but they never marry. So there are married polygamists who look down on unmarried polygamists.
Yeah.
And that to me is an interesting issue. Like in Africa, wouldn't unmarried polygamists be looked down upon?
Oh yeah, they would. Just the idea of just controlling things and putting them in an ecosystem that works. In this form, in this particular case, it would be marriage.
Right.
And if
Trying to
you know,
put you in a box.
yeah, as opposed to just going out there and freely doing things randomly. There are also health issues.
Yeah.
And women in a box, yes.
Wow.
Okay,
health
Chris.
issues. That's interesting that you talk about that
that's true.
actually, because I feel like, okay, but sometimes people who hate polygamists use that as a scapegoat. I think, like they'll say like, oh, that's unsanitary and
Yeah.
it's non-committal, and a lot of people are actually like they practice safe measures with each other, even
as
though
much
they
as possible.
have polyamorous relationships. But I don't know, with you guys as guys, because obviously the stereotype is always like men wish that they could be polygamous, women wish
they
that
do.
everybody could be monogamous.
I don't know. Do you
But
think
I've
so too?
also met men that don't feel that way.
Ben, what do you think, man?
Guys
What do you
think?
think?
I'm a monogamous man, actually.
See, that's what I've met men who are like,
Twinkle, twinkle.
I just one.
On the show today?
I am.
Sweet, man.
Good.
Wait, are you saying this because your
one
girlfriend is
woman man.
watching, or are you really saying this because you
I'm a
made
one
it?
woman man.
No, but what do you think about the idea of having multiple partners in an organized environment? Like in a formal environment.
Speak like your girlfriend isn't watching.
Everything isn't for everybody. That's what I can say, but I'm sure it works for some people. Yeah. Yeah, must do.
But it doesn't work for you.
It doesn't work for me.
All right, Ben.
Wow.
No, I think that it's natural to want to. To spread your
natural,
genes,
it
it's
is
natural for every man. Even in nature,
Yeah.
lions don't just hang out with one lioness.
Okay, but
I'm just
penguins
saying.
made for life.
But what about?
He's like they don't count. What are you
No,
talking about?
I am.
Penguins.
No.
Penguins.
Yeah,
What are those?
Sorry, what?
No, but what about even having kind of emotional or mental kind of relationships on cyberspace? And you can have multiple one of those. Because today I was writing an article based on what we're talking today that will go up on the website.
Check it out.
Read it tomorrow.
Yep.
And I was like, wow, we're evolving away from monogamy, polygamy, and all these things, and we're starting to have relationships and ideas of what it is online. 1 minute you're sexting someone, the next minute you're talking to your 4-year boyfriend. You know what I mean? Like,
But I'm saying,
there's
what's
split
the
lives.
line? What's the line between what you're talking about, where you're saying in a structured way, in a dignified, structured
Yeah.
way? What's the difference between having committed, polygamous feelings,
Yeah.
decisions in your life,
Yeah.
and the difference between just being like, I don't really want to commit to anybody,
Yeah.
so I'm going to be sexting one person while
Yeah.
I'm like sitting at the dinner table with another person.
Yeah.
Like, what is that line?
Well, one involves a great deal of waste, which is the latter, and the second is actually very productive in all ways. I think that
I know
if it's
you're
organized.
really for this.
No, listen, I'm all for going back to our roots. Our forefathers didn't, they weren't out of their minds doing the things that they were doing.
Yeah.
And if anything, we've really lost a lot of stuff. The stuff that we do today has such negative impact on our lives
Yeah.
that we really need to rethink what we're doing. And we have to go back to our
How
roots.
we're connecting.
And
how we're relating.
our forefathers, man, they had polygamous relationships and they were married in environments. You had a homestead with different homes and you have different wives.
Right.
And you had, families that had a strong gene pool because you've got different wives, they're all presenting their own,
Yeah.
genetic matter.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
respect that. That
Yeah.
makes total
And
sense.
I think it's, men naturally will go out there. It is, that's how it is, man.
I do think though that can often be a generalization
Yeah.
because I agree with okay, that I respect.
Sure.
But I also feel like with like Ben,
Yeah.
I've met actually other men who are just like,
I can't
I
deal with
just
everybody.
don't want that much. Like
Yeah.
one's enough. It's good.
This is what I think. Actually, honesty in any relationship is actually the key.
Yeah.
Because if there's no point of lying to this woman that you're the only one, yet you know so well that there's a string of
Yeah.
very many other women out there. So whether you're for polygamy or
Yeah.
for monogamy,
Yeah.
whatever it is, just be honest and
Yeah.
tell whoever it
Yeah.
is that there's nani and nani and nani and
Yeah.
they're all. So if you guys want to meet and maybe hang
Yeah.
out,
They might even like each other.
share notes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jack, I don't know. Who are you talking to?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna say. Before we wrap out, because we all know our opinions now, since you're the one that brought up the topic, as a woman as well, like what do you feel about polygamy, monogamy, married, unmarried, going back to your roots, being where you stand?
It's funny, for the stuff that comes matters of the heart and matters of how your life is supposed to go, I guess people should be free to choose whatever works for them.
Totally.
And I
Agreed.
mean, I'm for everything, but really just do you and be honest. At the end of the day, what he said, honesty is the most important thing. It's between you two guys and not the rest of the freaking world.
Yeah.
And you have to deal with that.
But would you do it? Would you be part of a polygamous relationship?
If
Dun, dun, dun,
me,
dun.
actually, yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Sweet. There
It's
you
on
have it.
camera. It's on camera.
So stone.
There we go. That was the perfect period to this
I
segment.
wouldn't-
Yep.
I wouldn't mind.
Anyway, that's my phrase for this segment. Do you and be honest. That's pretty much
Yeah.
what we're all about. I feel like that's what we've decided upon. Thank you all for being
Let's
here.
not
Love and
laugh.
love.
I think
The
they're gonna
courtroom
hit you
session
up
is
right
over.
now.
Yeah, you're gonna get a
Yo,
lot of
we have a
inboxes.
caller. We have a caller.
We have a caller.
A caller.
We will fill you in on those inboxes soon, people.
no
Meanwhile,
tradition,
we are gonna go to a video. I had the chance of being with these amazingly talented artists, dancer, interpretive performance people in New York. They are the Baby Players. They are a step
Ooh.
group, and they're
Yeah.
amazing. And then we're gonna have our Shane talk. So stay on with us, people.
Keep it
Yeah,
locked.
yeah.
Peace out.
All right.
Samantha. I'm Shannon, and we represent the Players Club. We're from the Bronx, New York. We dance, we step. So we're gonna step for you.
PLAYERSCLU to the beat.
Actually, the #1 step team in New York. We step in all the boroughs, upstate. We've won many championships, as you can see with our trophies. Stepping is using your hands, your body, and your feet to make sounds and noise that go together. We don't need anything but our hands and our feet to make our own music. We're 15-time Apollo winners. We've been on America's Got Talent. We're 30 Seconds to Fame. We've been with Alicia Keys on her world tours.
Alicia Keys, I know her when she was like 14, I was like 15, and the group used to practice where she used to practice her singing. We practiced all together, and finally, when she made it big, she wanted to see how that art form could fit. So we used the song Girlfriend. That was like her first single, Girlfriend, to kind of like step and stroll to on stage with a live band. And when we did it in one city, the crowd loved it, so we ended up doing it in 10 more cities. Then we ended up going to the Soul Train Music Awards and doing it. And we ended up going to the NBA All-Star Weekend and doing it in front of all these celebrities. So for us to put it on that kind of a global scale was just a great accomplishment. It's just, words can't even describe performing in front of 20,000 people. You know, when we did the Staples Center, it was 30,000 people in the Staples Center. And celebrities all in the front, from Puff Daddy to Jagged Edge to Nelly to Suge Knight was even there. And we was all sitting there looking at him like, is he gonna beat us up? Like, you know, Fab was there. You know, it was just Busta Rhymes. It was just, it was, words can't describe it. Like, honestly, words can't describe it.
Like for somebody to come and say like, oh no, they live in a city, they go to school just like you, it's like, wow, that's not what they advertise to us. So it's like, what is it like? What is the city like?
Tell
Skinny
you?
children?
What do you think Africa would be like?
Giraffes.
Based on
Giraffes and elephants.
Okay, hold on. This is important. Wait, say this again.
I said like you would think there's like starving children walking around
wrong, because on TV that's all they really portray, and they're always asking us to send money, but it seems like it's not like that from what you say.
So it would like shock you if you thought like you realize like someone your age was like starting a fashion line.
Yeah. Like, what is the city life there compared to the city life here? Like, what are the differences and what are like the similarities?
Like diverse, like how
Trophies. And they don't have no award for that.
Hiyo story imenibamba sana. Nachekia madem bila anasema ati ukifikiria juu ya Afrika unafikiria juu ya starving kids. Pia giraffe pia zina starve.
Ngoja kwanza. Hii ni show gani na nyinyi akina nani?
Kama. Hii ni Sheng Talk. Kama tunabonga Sheng. Kwa studio tuko na Warags kama kawa. Tuambie kwanza kabla hadi tuambie nimechikia majamaa kuna mamoves wana pool. Na wewe ni dancer, hizi ni style gani hizi?
Hii sasa ni tonga stepping.
Sijaiona huko.
Au cheki. Imekuwa lakini
stepping.
Kenya imefanywa old school ni kitambo.
Lakini unajua Africa
watch Stomp the Art.
Africa
iko by the way ukicheki place ka SA. South Africa ni watu wanaidoing hivi crazy. Kwanza wanakuanga na magambo. Hizi ni stories za kuchapa mikono, kustomp your feet, ukimake beat.
Sasa sisi tunatambua wewe ni dancer. Watu watambui. Hebu waambie wewe nani?
Mimi ni Waraga, Mikey. Mimi ni msee Dashi crew mbaya sana. Mimi ni msee.
Ngoja useme hiyo.
Nimeduma bibo hip hop. Nimeduma Malatin, African, lazima tu represent kwetu.
Na Charles Slim hapa kabla wanisahau. Alafu sasa tuachie huko chanirusha hiyo ango.
Ndio hiyo.
Alafu mimi ni Mwafrika. Na of course ni nice kurudi jo mara ya pili, si ndio? Na kuna vitu kadhaa zimehappen saa hizi. Kwanza maybe chap tubonge jo story. Polygamy. Ungekuwa na do. Ungemari madem wengi. Chap.
Tulize Benedict kwanza.
Benedict
tu show.
Pesa ingekuwa mingi. Ungekuwa na bank account ya Uhuru Kenyatta. Unaweza kuwa na mademu ngapi? Ama wife wangapi?
Mimi ni msao demu mmoja tu hata saa hii.
Pesa imetosha. Anacheki anajua.
Lakini sasa tukiruka kwanza kwa story ya Uhuru, hii weekend kulikuwa na ile ni Beyond. Mlifika ama zi?
Kuna wase kadhaa alikuwa amefika wa hizo ni yetu. Kuna jamaa anaitwa Ed alikuwa ametua.
Na zizi nauliza jua soko kwa hii room.
Tunataka hizi vifua. Tunaweza kuhoa hapo wote.
Mimi shida yangu era sikukohoa. Unajua shida place ka hiyo ni by any chance kitu ipotee. Watatafuta nani? Wala sana bonga sheng. Ama sana grade. Zinacheki. Inabaki
tunakamiwa.
Si ndio? So inabidi tushinde. Hiyo tunaicheki tu kwa TV. So alafu pia unapata place ka hiyo so uende pia juu ya sifa. Unajua.
Sasa kwa flex zone mbaya. Jump down hiyo. Sasa wako huko hadi wakimbii. Wase wako wana flows, wana interview.
Alafu so umeishia pale umechoka. First of all huwezi kimbia. Alafu kitu mtu ipotee ujipate kwa cell.
Lakini wakale wali represent.
Unajua. Hiyo ni kawaida jo. Au sema run like a Kenyan.
Kutoweka.
Lakini umabenye ni story ya muhimu wanadunga yenyewe pole support tunamsupport
ni vile ni ngumu kwa raia kasi kwenda huko anafaa kutupatia design nyingine ya kudonate. Alafu kutoka hapo pia kulikuwa na history ya dem anaitwa Laura Oyer, sijui kama umecheki story yake.
Buda huo nimemsikia. Mimi acha nikwambie Odem nilisikia alikuwa ameshindwa kulipa bill.
230,000.
Sasa ndo nilicheki picha niko na Odem kuna vile anakaa tu hivi anakaa hivi.
Lakini nafikiri kile anakosa ni ujanja mtaa. Ushaishaga place yote. Vitu express kaletwa kwa meza. Kabla uguzo unaulizaga nani analipia?
Nani ndo anacheki story. Sasa mimi naona Odem aldo hivi. Odem alipelekwa na yeye akatulia mpaka zikamkukam. Inafikishaje mpaka 230? Mimi kwanza ningedu hivi kushow acha nikam. Hiyo story ingeishia hapo.
Ni lakini jo bill ikifikaga tu tension fulani hata mseki ni invite gitu place tu niambie niaje tupatane place kai mcheka bei naweza place kai tribe nini itakuwa ngumu sana kwa kibidi
Huko hata ikai ni kuchonga viazi huko inakaa unakuwa sasa uchi. Yaani ndio unakuwa tu permanent tu.
Unakuwa kawaka, si ndio?
Story gani nyingine imefanyika mama?
Lakini dem pia ni dem strong sana juanyali after hii story yenyewe.
Ametokea.
Bado ametokea tu ako kwa media na bonga.
Na tu eyebrows bado tuko missing. Nini ilifanya tu eyebrows ukago missing? Ukifikiria hiyo story.
Ni kushtuka na hiyo story. Tutati nga.
Zikadunda.
Zilibidi zichanuke zishike.
Lakini the good news for men jo ni story, kuna study moja ilibaki imefanywa ile imesema saa hizi jo the average size ya deki je imepunguzwa. Mimi nafikiria ni good news jo kwa hata. Kamepunguzwa jo, kametoka 6 inch kamepelekwa mpaka 5.16.
Hiyo sasa ni kusema kuna nasema short put.
Unajua fitu wa machali ni vile si ujichota. Unajua kiwa hapa wasa wanajichota, lakini msema kweli ni mademu.
Hiyo basi wasafa kudu kampeni ya Beyond Mshipi.
Lakini unajua wakitukitika hii ni poa cause we try to imagine wakitokea na kistadi kipya waseme jo average ni 9 jo. Hata kwa intention kwa wase.
Nilikuwa natambua ni 9 ama 9 ni nini? Average ilikuwa 6 ama.
Mimi kwani mimi na enjoy buda
average ilikuwa 6. Alafu unajua ile kitu waga umefikisha 21. Umefikisha 21, si ndio? Unajua ukifika 21 mtu wangu sijanganyaga hizi pita hapo. Hapo ndio kamefika.
Hapo sasa ndo nasema nimeshakuwa
safe side. Tuko safe side.
Alafu pia mimi nakumbuka jo nikiwa youth hivi, yani bado nikiwa young hivi ka teenager, ilikuwa hizo siku ukiwataka pono zikuwa clear. Siku hizi pono ni clear mtu wangu.
Wewe mtu umezikia.
Alafu nani je watch pono hapa? Tukue serious watu wangu jo.
Pono ina depend.
Nimesema si mimi.
So kitu moja ilikuwa yani kitu interesting ni time pono si clear. Unajua mzagi na dem sema hiyo kitu yake si kubwa sana. Lakini saizi je pono ni clear. Alafu upate unaweza watch na dem pono kwanza. Siku hizi
ina depend
ni ngori labda kai ni profi
siwezi kwa vile kile collection iko nayo ni raya kadhaa tu ni za bishana nazo like 98% siwezi bishana nalo sababu hizo mambo
nopo ina wenyewe mzee
lakini sijui kama umesikia story inakuwaga sana niko wasapere unajua wasapere ile ukienda secondary ukienda kutae nilikuwa nasikia saa kuna mavijana fulani kuna nikaka ritual fulani hivi mnachoma sijui majani za mandizi hivi alafu unakaa hapo juu ya hiyo moshi hivi unakaa hapo msedesi yako hapo
inasaidia nini
hiyo moshi nilikuwa sijui nasikia inasaidia
hiyo sasa tutaita
ni maruma sagwan
hiyo sasa ni vitamin L
hiyo ni flavor inakuflavor tu unatoka ndizi.
Hiyo story inaanza kwa funny sana kwa kila mtu anaanza kwa kikalia ndizi. Mimi hata mimi nitatoka hapo upate hizi raha zote zimeenda saizi tu kwa ndizi.
Lazima bana flavor.
Hiyo story mimi nilikuwa.
Cause yani sijaipata gamsi. Yani wase wengi watu sema jo nikiongezwa tu kamoja tu kainchi kamoja pia siwezi teta sio.
Kila mtu atakuwa hero kivyake.
Kweli.
Kile mwanaume ni kujitambua. Cheza na yenye uko na. Ni ukweli. Cheza na yenye.
Number plate ikishaiko
imewekwa. Hiyo ndio number plate. Alafu as long as dem yako anakudanganya wewe ndio mambo yote. Hiyo ndio story poa. Alafu pia unajua asijui nyinyi watu mafuta. Juzi jo kumeenda vipi jo? Nani msoma Manchester hapa? Msoma Manchester.
Tuliongea story last week tukamaliza.
Watu Manchester.
Niseme wewe leo usigeuze hilo ugasa tumefika hapa.
Manchester.
Buda Manchester na maanisha nini msee?
Wewe msoma Manchester.
Mimi ni mzee Arsenal.
Sasa
kaina inabidi niongee.
Mbona unaongea tu unajishuku?
Asijishuku. Mama brother nikiwezi vipala ataniambia.
Alafu si nilikuwa sikia jo marisa jo mmekuwa mkifanya kwa streets hivi mnachikichekea sawa kihustle. Hayo story iliendaje tena?
Kuna story tulikuwa tumedu wenyewe juu wenyewe. Kenya yenyewe kuna wasee wako huko nje jo, kuna watu wa Kenya yenyewe wana grind, watu wa Kenya wako huko nje wana hustle yenyewe. Sasa yenyewe tuliamua ni poa tutokee to do story on our majamaa. So kuna mjamaa tulimit up na yeye anaitwa Ken. Ken how do busy ya kusell macredo kwa highway au kwa gapo thika highway nje ya KU campus au sio? So Kevoni mjamaa mpoa sana kwa Ken ni mjamaa ana ngori hadi yeye tulibonga tu na yeye akakuwa easy tukadio story hadi Charles Kimbo.
Kitu moja ilinibamba na story ya Ken ni ile nilimuuliza hiyo story ya mayouth juu wase wengi ulegeza mtaani wanasema hakuna jobo. Kamshoni aje job da opinion yako ananishow mimi nilimada high school kani nimechangamkia macredo na hiyo ndio sasa namlipia keja hiyo ndio namlipia chuo. So hiyo pia ina draw hiyo ball kwa wase lazima wase wachangamke hiyo. Ujanja ni ile kitu unaweza do mara hiyo ama aje.
Si ndio je? So hiyo ndio story size tunataka kucheki si ndio? Pia tukikumbusha wase jo kila wiki usahau jo Kashengto
kama kawa kila wiki tunahopia raya yako wengine ita come through.
Si ndio?
Alafu hapa kutakuwa kumoto sana kwa naambia maarifa yako wote.
Na pia usisahau jo sichome ndizi jo za choma mali.
Hakuna kitu message shaka choma mali. Utawika niko na tatu message.
Sasa sicheki history yake na ama. Acha tuikije.
Hiyo ndio inalipa school fees.
Mimi hufanya weekend classes part time. Maana saa Monday to Friday ndio hasa.
Wazi. Wewe ni student unachopia nini?
Tunafanya BM.
Wapi chuo gani?
Kim.
Kim in full ni?
Kenya Institute of Management.
Wazi. Na ulianzaje hustle yako?
After nimemaliza high school.
Ukachangamka.
But mimi nilikuwa dunga promo. Dunga master za promo za safari.
Sawa, jona kudunga Joyce wagu unatoa wapi Arifa?
Sawa, nakwambia mimi ni look tu yangu natural.
Una stemta gani?
Kasa.
Wazi. Ana challenges ile una face moja ni gani?
Moja ni labda sola. Unaona kama kuna kibuli. Unaona wenda kuna kibuli.
Hakuna msee hapa ashai kudharau kwa busy yako?
Sasa si makarao tu akiwa mama security.
Wanalitaga noma? Wazi. Busy na koga poa saa ngapi? Early morning.
Watu wakiingia.
Ma student na mamode nini?
Wase wa Kenya. Jamaa that's his hustle. He sells credit.
That's cool.
You only buy credit at the shop.
I know. Me at the kiosk, I support the middleman and the little man. I serve economy. Django Chumi. Let's move on.
Wagwan people, this is the party calendar, and with me in studio tuko na nani.
Nani anaanza?
Mimi nilikuwa hapa.
Ulikuwa hapa? Usiseme hivyo. Shout out to all of you guys. Alexis in the building, aka Wild Child.
And on this side,
a special guest. Because I've never been here.
Actually for the first time.
For the first time.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome to the party.
For the first time on the party calendar. We've been with her. She's my turn-up homie.
Oh.
We've been doing the party calendar with her.
Thank you. Yes, I keep it real.
That's Wagon. So, Akinyi, where were you this weekend since you guys,
I went for Mardi Gras.
Mardi
and
Gras.
it was a tree house. It was a good party. There was a lot of good music. I just wish it was a bit more organized. Because there's such a good vibe in and out sometimes, but then just the progression of who should play and who should do what, kind of a bit, just a bit, but it was still good. It was still a good party. It was still a good party.
Were people naked?
Oh no. I didn't see that.
Is that the little bit you're
Is that
talking
what you
about?
wanted? No. I'm not gonna bring
Maybe
up
on the weekend, I went up country to see my grandma. You all know. It's been a while. Lenda niko na show. Show ni nice sana kunicheki.
What did you come with?
Nilirudi na miwa. Mimi ni msewa Udaya Massive. Udaya Massive. Shout out. Yeah, you know. Yeah, so nilikam tu na miwa na maziwa. Akanipatia kama maziwa akaniambia kaka. Ogaikio friji ne. Gatiredo
It's funny, I actually understood that.
Yeah, you understood that?
Alexis, where were you? Where were you?
I was just home.
Tutakutoa kwa party
This is
calendar.
your show.
But
but-
on Sunday, I had a shoot with Suave KE. They have amazing bags.
Yeah, I saw
so
their bags.
we might have them for fashion. What the fashion segment?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Suave. I've seen a couple of their bags. Any mabags za kisanii, but mabags za kisanii.
Mimi sikukuwa mahali, so where I'll be is at on 14th March, straight to it, Boots and Hats Country Festival. This is the first, actually it's the first country festival in Kenya. Yeah, it features so many activities such as let me see.
Guitar playing.
Yeah, guitar playing. Remember to carry
You have to hold me today.
nakuoma kwa nini na niko na hat hapo over here. Yeah, so you guys better carry your hats na maboots zote. Yeah.
Ngoja, hii kitu imekuwa happen because me it's like the first time I'm here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's the first time in Kenya actually.
We asked the DJ.
Yeah.
Have you heard of any events of any boots and hats country fest?
Yeah, country
This is the first time I'm hearing about it anyway, so I might make a point to check it out.
I don't know if it involves
Micro, the one man guitar thing.
You'll be there?
I'll be there definitely.
Alright, where else we going?
On to the next point. The debate class.
I see what you did there.
We're in school now. You know, we're trapped.
It's a party school, so party next door, don't worry.
Nice
So
one.
we have Koroga Festival coming through on the 15th March.
Big things.
Do we have the poster for it? Do we?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
We
Who's
have
coming?
Yvonne Chaka Chaka coming.
She's coming to Kenya.
Yes, she's coming through for it.
Hi, Mama Janga.
That's gonna be.
And it's going to start at 11 a.m.
Oh
till
my God,
7
yeah.
p.m. at Arboretum Grounds.
We're going for this.
Yeah,
By
for
the way,
sure.
we're not
Yeah,
receiving
you know, I was
this.
actually thinking
Wait on
Okay.
it, wait on it. Advance tickets available on Ticket Sasa for 1,500.
Get them now.
They will cost 2,000 at the gate. And it's
What
so
happened
good.
to the party cam, the ladies edition of the party cam?
Yeah, I was like,
See, you do something about it.
Yes.
not even
Yvonne
the,
Chaka
yeah,
Chaka,
yeah.
guys.
Together with the ladies, like you've never done like a daytime event.
Ooh.
On a party, yeah, we always out there.
What you trying to say?
Yeah, so
Ladies' day
for
event.
sure.
Who said we can't party at night?
Okay.
I'm glad I'm giving you fire. You do the job now. I don't.
But we'll be there for sure.
Yeah.
Yvonne
Kama
Chaka
kawa.
Chaka.
we have to.
Kama kawa.
Apart from that, I believe we have the fantasy party happening at Ole Polos.
Ole
Huko ni
Polos.
Shout out
halls.
to you guys.
Huko ni nyumbani.
Home of mates
Yeah.
of the best.
So for sure
Nyama
we'll be
choma.
there.
I know, guys.
Kama kawa. Charges.
They were still to be
Yeah, they are still
confirmed.
to be
Yeah.
confirmed, yeah, so I don't know about that. Yeah, but for sure, when the charges are released, we'll definitely have them on our site. So make sure you check us out, www.whatschoollive.tv. Now, see, what else do we have?
Hey, we have someone coming through.
Who that?
Who that?
Can you guess?
Say it.
Davido.
I was all looking.
Kwa shule na unakopi wewe.
More
So
Kenya.
we have Davido live in Nairobi, brought to you by Afrobeats Festival. They follow me on Instagram, by the way.
You had to say it.
So now I'm feeling, you know, some type of way.
You know these things. So he's coming through. No, now there are 6,000.
I'm saying me. My 200 followers.
He's starting out. That's that.
You get there, I'll do a shout out. Don't worry.
By the way, just by
Shout
the
me
way.
out.
Because he deserves it. He's an amazing photographer, you know?
Yeah.
So back to the events. Afrobeats have brought Ice Prince in 2011, 2012 Olamide Bado, 2013 Burna Boy. Check and balance some things there. 2014 Iyaya. And then this time they're bringing in Davido. Charges are Ali Bad 2,000.
Ali Bad.
Yeah,
I
Ali
thought
Bad.
Ali Bad was in for a
He makes money. Listen, he
Relax.
makes money.
Relax.
Let her finish.
Arena advance ticket 2,500.
Okay.
Golden Circle ticket 4,000.
Oh.
VIP, 8,000.
Davido, you love
Kedo
yourself.
fancy. Does
You
it
believe
qualify
in
as
your
a
music.
kedo fancy?
Nah,
day?
nah.
Kedo
Kedo
Not yet.
middle class.
Kedo middle class. Kedo Nigeria.
It will be
Notice
going
Nigerians
down.
on the show.
I have to
Don't
say
come at
though,
us.
I don't know why. I don't know why you brought back Davido though.
Yeah,
I think we had him.
Yeah,
like,
Alexis was suggesting that Burna Boy should come
Burna
back.
Boy should
Burna
have
Boy is
come.
already.
Yeah.
Hasn't he come
Yeah,
already?
we've
He
had him
has,
already
but then
too.
right now he's at his hype
Nah,
level.
we did new people. New
Davido
people.
is so last year. Sorry to
But
say.
wait.
Yeah.
We have to fill in, guys.
Yeah.
It will be at Carnival Grounds from 6 p.m. I'm not sure about the date.
28.
28.
28.
Oh, yeah.
28 March.
It's on
28.
Saturday.
So
Yeah.
Davido, OBO is coming through.
Yeah, for sure. We'll come and show support. It's not that we are hating.
Yeah. We like African
yeah,
tunes.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they actually keep it consistent and they've actually brought every act they need to bring, because there's some event organization companies that don't bring acts when they say they'll bring them.
Yeah, by the way, you guys, do you see his Instagram video about the snake?
I didn't get to see it.
And I don't think we do we have it.
No,
Yeah,
I
but
don't
yeah,
think
he had put a snake on to shoot a music video. Then it.
Oh, I
then
heard about it.
yeah,
They
then
said
it
he was
woke
so
up.
scared about
Yeah, then
it.
it woke up and he froze. He was
Damn.
just he nearly peed in his pants.
So, where
But
will you be?
but I'm looking forward to the day that Kenyans will be
That
organizing.
one.
We will be taking guys to other countries,
And
and
I
they
am
get the
tired
same.
of bringing in artists and paying them over 2 million shillings. Like the thing with the Diamond, it brought a lot of issues with MCSK, is it?
Yeah.
It is.
But then we should be appreciating our artists. Look at guys like Ondi, amazing guys.
Trina Mungai and
Jazz.
Jazz. Yeah.
And
Support
also our
and
DJ.
also our DJs.
Everyone.
Support our
That's the
people.
revolution.
Let's support our own, yeah?
Having said that, guys, go to Kyoto on Saturday.
Yeah, for sure.
Where is it?
Where's
Just
that
quickly
going
tell
down?
us.
The Italian Institute.
Yeah, it's in Westlands.
I think
Yeah,
Cultural
sure.
Institute. Yeah, Italian Cultural.
Tickets going for 500. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so come out. You all creatives come out and mingle, interact with other creatives.
Yeah, and remember when you support the party camp crew, you know that's an opportunity for you to get a 500 shilling worth of
don't
orange
wait
attire.
for it. Wait,
Orange.
Tisha. When you see us, just
just holla.
Holla, Tisha.
Na ukiweza ukuja ukibanjuka, come with those moves, man. We need to see. We need to see what you got, Ama.
True story.
So as we end the segment, we also have the Spring Breakers Festival. It's coming in on late April. It'll be at Impala. More details will be coming out soon.
Oh, wait. There's something going on. Guys are confused. There's the party in the wild and Hakuna Matata. We need your comments on social media. We need your comments.
Party in the wild. Party in the wild. Party in the wild.
I think I'll be getting a free ticket from my bro. I don't know. I'm not sure.
You just live life.
Yes.
Live free, yeah.
But bro, nachekiana baadaye.
Remember, as we wrap out, the DJ will still be rocking us with them tunes. So stick around to join up to Nyumbani as we jump through the night.
Yes, we also wrap up. We wanna send some shout outs to all our guests
Kama
that came through.
kawaida.
Tunashukuru.
Asante
Jazz
sana.
Adongo, thanks for coming through. Trina Mungai, thanks for coming
Ninja.
through. Shout out to our DJ. Shout out to Ninja
Ninja's
for coming
dope.
through. Yeah, there's also an event called Get Frisky. It's happening at G-Sky. Ninja will be playing there too. So make sure you all come out. And show support.
Wait, before we wrap up with your shout outs, where's the DJ playing next?
You can catch me at the Jameson party this Saturday at Vineyard, St. Patrick's party. This is in Westland.
Get to catch up with him. Okay.
For sure.
Any more shout
Nani
outs?
anasemaga kwa heri hapa?
I'm saying bye, guys. Is it real? Loved it.
city